Okay, so today we're going to be talking about how to draw isometric um, 3D shapes. Okay, so they're somewhat from a perspective, and the way that you do it, I've got the directions on side one of our notes. The main thing to remember would be we're going to be starting by drawing a segment to frame the whole thing, put a dot on it. Okay, that's our beginning value, the centering of our value. And then from this, if you place a protractor on it, okay, and if you place it on there and you see the protractor is going, I'll draw a little protractor here. If you see put your protractor over this, okay, and you see the numbers on the protractor, okay, I want you to go straight up to 90 degrees and make a mark. Okay. And that's that first mark I have. And then you would start here and count up 30 degrees and you would make a mark here. And you would count up 30 degrees here and you make another mark here. So then when you remove the protractor, okay, when you remove the protractor, you would be left with those markings. Okay. And those markings help you know in what direction to draw, your front pieces so that you can have a perspective drawing that's isometric. And there's isometric graph paper, and we'll use that later, but I want us to practice using these angles to help us to draw an appropriate shape. Okay, and so I'm getting rid of the protractor, which you guys are going to have a much easier time. But on your documents for tonight, you will see the appropriate angle. Sometimes you need to use something other than 30-degree angles to make the appropriate drawing, and I've included those on your shape. What you will need tonight primarily will be the worksheet I give you, plus you will also need a ruler. And these are in centimeters, so make sure you've got your centimeters marked. Now, my dimensions are a little different than yours because I've zoomed in. And so, based on what you're doing, you may or may not see exactly, how big I've got as well. So I'm just kind of demonstrating. So if I start and I line up my ruler on a slant, okay, and so my ruler, I'm placing the beginning to be at the center. Okay, so I'm going to begin by placing my ruler at this point right here, and I'm going to line it up with this ray to the right, and I want to measure 2 centimeters. Okay, so let me try that. I'm going to get a highlighter and see if that will work for me. So 2 centimeters diagonally in line with that is going to go off to the right. Yay far, okay? And we could label it, this is 2 centimeters. And I don't know what is going on. I think it's because I'm placing something on the screen so you see, more things. But that one to the right is 2 centimeters. And I want to go to the left also in line with this 3 centimeters. So I'm going to place this on here, go 3 centimeters to the right, in line with that segment to the right. So we're going to go, left. Okay, so that's going to be 3 centimeters. That's really not straight because it's tricky. Okay, 3 centimeters. Yours is going to look better than mine. And because we're drawing a perspective drawing, even though the bottom is actually a rectangle, from a perspective, it's going to actually be a parallelogram. And which is awesome because parallelograms have so many of the features of just a rectangle minus the 4 right angles. So they're going to have opposite sides that are parallel and opposite sides that are congruent. So if we can draw opposite sides parallel to each other and congruent, we're going to really get the perspective we want. And so if I do a good job of doing opposite sides parallel and congruent, this is a little bit wide so that my thing that's supposed to be 2 centimeters is actually like 2.5 centimeters. So you're always allowed to adjust. You're like, that does not look parallel. Okay, so it's got to be parallel to the other 3 centimeter item. And so I'm going to go back and be like, okay, let's draw 3 centimeters and try to make it parallel to what we already have. Okay, so here we go. And this is very hard. Right here. Okay. And it doesn't look good. And so the last shape should be parallel to the 2 centimeter one. And it's better. It's going to be 2 centimeters here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to say, I'm going to shade this base. Okay. And we need this base to go up vertically to draw a prism. So you're going to go up 4 centimeters from each of the corners of this base. Okay. So going up 4 centimeters from each of these corners of the base and draw vertically. I don't know why this is not drawing very cutely. Okay, so very vertical. Go as perpendicular as you can. So 4 centimeters north. Okay, and then 4 centimeters here. Okay. And the last one should be also 4 centimeters. And so if we're doing a good job of measuring and being perpendicular, well, then when we connect the tops of these, they should measure the exact same dimensions of the base. And in fact, this right here is going to be, I've got it to be 3 centimeters. And this one here, let's see what this is. Be surprised if it is. This is very tricky. It's like the 5th time I've tried to draw this shape on this projector thing. So this is going to be 3 centimeters as well. I'm off by a smidge, but I'm just going to kind of go with it. And then over here, these should both be 2 centimeters. And if I draw this between here and here, I do get 2 centimeters. So if they all match up, you did a good job. So we should label the base, and we should label that this is 4 centimeters. And technically, any of the pieces that you can't see from the front, they should be dashed. So these values should be dashed back here. There's 2 on the bottom and then at the top. So that's going to be our shape. Okay, so this right here is going to be a rectangular prism with the dimensions 3 and 2 on the base and 4 by the height. So let's try a rectangular pyramid. Okay, so rectangular pyramid also has a rectangular base, but it just goes up to a single point. And so these dimensions are going to be, notice it's 30-degree angles on each side. The dimensions of the base are going to be, 2 by 4. Okay, and so I'm going to go to the right 2 centimeters, okay, in line with that segment to the right. So sorry. Okay, so let's do this here, 2 centimeters to the right. Let's see if it'll go, 2 centimeters to the right. And we want to go 4 centimeters to the left. Okay, now you could interchange them. It doesn't really matter. As long as the base is the appropriate dimensions, 2 by 4 is what we want. And then opposite sides, because it's a rectangle, should be parallel and congruent. Again, we're not going to draw a rectangle. We're going to draw a parallelogram, okay, because of the perspective. And so this is 2 centimeters, and this is 4 centimeters. And then opposite sides should be parallel and congruent. Okay, and then you shade the base. And because it's going to be a pyramid, we are going to, instead of going up on all 4 corners of the base, we're going to go up from the middle of the base to a single point at the very top of our pyramid. So how do you find the middle of a base? Well, we are going to, X marks the spot. We're going to go draw the diagonals of this. Okay, so go ahead, X marks the spot. So to find the middle of a rectangle, you're going to use a ruler. Again, it looks like I'm not using a ruler, but I am, but it's just really tricky to graph this. Okay, so the middle of this is going to be right here. And so from the middle of this, we're going to call the height to be 3 centimeters. So go up from the middle, 3 centimeters to the very tippity top. And you can make that dotted. Okay, and then you're going to connect all 4 corners of your shape to that very tippity top. Okay. And this is pretty tricky to draw on a screen. Okay, so oopsie, I missed on the last one, but you can imagine it connects these guys here. So I missed on quite a few of those, but I think the big thing is your dimensions are 2 by 4, and if you find the middle using an X, then you're going to find the height, draw that 3 centimeters up, and take that middle value and connect it to all 4 corners. Okay, this looks pretty horrible, but I'm hoping you can get the idea of what it looks like. A triangular prism has a triangular base, goes up vertically from all 3 corners of that base. And so notice the angles are a little different. If I want to make a right triangle prism with a right triangle base, then my angles are going to be 45 degrees. So today you'll see those on your homework. So let me get the base. Okay, each way is going to be 3 and 4. You can see the extra segment that's drawn there. It's just the ruler that I'm placing on the screen. So if you go to the right 3, and I swear I'm using a ruler. Okay, so that's 3. If I go the other way, I'm going to go 4 centimeters. Okay, so, and if you do this right, okay, and it made a dash line because of the ruler caught on it. So I'm going to go back over it with my pen. If you do it right, then your third side should be the right dimension. And you know, mine actually is 5 centimeters across here. So this is my base, okay? And please ignore the extraneous markings that my ruler's making on my paper. It's really cute. And so we would label, hey, this is 3 centimeters over here. this is 4 centimeters. This is 5 centimeters. We'd shade the base. It's so cute. And from each of the 4 corners, we're not going to go up to a point. We're going to go up to make it a triangular prism. So we're going to go up 4 centimeters from each corner. So let's go up 4 centimeters from each corner. There we go. Here's one. Here's another one, 4 centimeters. And then from here, 4 centimeters. And then if we've done it right, when we connect the tops of these, they should be the right dimensions. So if this is going to be 4 centimeters, then we did a good job, because the top should match the bottom of a prism, shouldn't it? And then this should be 3 centimeters if you connect that, and we'll see if mine is. If it's not, you botch somewhere, okay? And then over here should be 5 centimeters. Then actually this works pretty well, okay? Now technically I should go through and I should dot the sides that I can't see. So this one right here, it won't let me erase that, but the back segment should be dashed, okay, because you can't see it, okay? And label each of those measurements. So this would be 4 centimeters high, okay? All right, to make a cone, okay? Well, the cone has a base that's a circle. So anytime you try to put a circle within a grid, remember from your last test, if I've got the radius to be 1 centimeters, the box that will fit that will have to have double, okay? So the diameter would be 2 centimeters, or the length of the box would be 2. So we're gonna draw a cone with a little grid to help us draw this, okay? And so we're going to have to make the grid for the base of our cone to be 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters in each direction. We'll put a circle within it. Okay, we'll inscribe a circle within it. So if we go to the right 2 centimeters, and we go to the left 2 centimeters as well, towards this other point, okay. Oh dear, this is tricky. Okay, 2 centimeters. We make a parallelogram. Okay. And I feel like I'm going to have to show you this on my hand because it's pretty terrible. Okay, so again, we'll do X marks the spot to find the middle. Okay, so I'll use a ruler and go horizontally. X, and I'm kind of missing. Okay, and then let's draw this vertically. Okay, so the middle, you know, it's a little tricky to see here, is going to be here. And I think the big thing is use your ruler, and if the radius is 1 centimeter, you go to the right 1 centimeter, you go to the left 1 centimeter, and you go diagonally up 1 centimeter here. It'll be roughly right about there, and go down and measure a centimeter, go over to the top left and measure a centimeter from the center, and then also down left from the centimeter. And you're going to make like a parentheses on each side, and you're going to kind of connect this. It's not going to be ideal, but it's going to be better than what it looks like here. And then from the very middle, okay, of the shape, you're going to go up that very height. The height has to be a height of 4 centimeters. So from the middle, go up 4 centimeters and draw a dashed line there. Okay. And then you're going to connect the edges of your shape to make your cone. Okay, so here's your cone. Okay, and you're going to erase, if you can, I don't know if they'll let me, but you'll erase those like extra markings there. Be like, okay, here's my cone. And the dimensions, as we've spoken, would be this right here is 4 centimeters, and this radius is going to be 1 centimeter. So it's not too bad, okay? And then moving forward to do a sphere. It's one of my favorites. The degrees are 15 degrees, if you can notice that. Okay, so again, if you're trying to put a sphere within a box, and if the radius is 2 centimeters, that means the box has to be 4 centimeters on each side. So as we're drawing this, you've got to go 4 centimeters in a diagonal fashion, okay, to make a parallelogram to frame this. So you're going to make this to be 4 centimeters. Not sure why this isn't writing. Probably because there's something touching the screen, which is metal. It's my ruler. Okay, let me try this. Okay, 4 centimeters this way. And then I'm going to do 4 centimeters diagonally the other way. Okay. And then we've got to draw 4 centimeters going parallel to that. Okay. Okay, and then, ooh, that did not write. Great. Okay, and then we want to do 4 centimeters on top here as well. Okay, and then we've got to find the middle. X marks the spot, so draw a horizontal and a vertical line to find the middle. So X marks the spot, so to find the middle. Trust me, I am using a ruler. It's just not doing the best. So here's the middle-ish, okay? And then from this middle, we're going to measure to the right 2 centimeters, to the left 2 centimeters, and mark it 2 centimeters. You're going to go like rotate it up a little bit to get to 2 centimeters from the distance from here to here. You're going to rotate your ruler down a little bit to get to 2 centimeters from here to here. You're going to rotate it up this hill to get to 2 centimeters, and then down here, this distance to be 2 centimeters. So it's going to make 2 parentheses, and you can fill in the top and the bottom. And then from this very middle, you're going to have to measure, like a sphere has a radius in every direction, 2 centimeters. So from this middle, you're going to go up 2 centimeters. Let's see if I can make that go. 1, 2, it's going to go up to here. Go down from the middle 2 more centimeters. And you're going to very bravely draw a circle that connects the very tippity top with the sides and then rings down here. And then to make it look even a little better, you're going to make like a belt along the front. So you've got the circle that's going to be around the middle, and you can shade that in if you want to. And you can erase these other items along the side. And we've got a sphere of sorts, okay? Yours on paper is going to look better than mine. That's on this projector, but it's going to be horizontally 2 centimeters left and right, and diagonally. Vertically up and down is going to be 2 centimeters as well, okay? The last thing that we've got, pardon me as I rotate my chair, the last thing we've got is going to be us doing a cylinder, okay? It's one of the uglier shapes, and I think the big thing is that you've got to draw, if it's the radius is 2, again, you've got to go 4 centimeters to make a rectangle in each direction. Okay, and so you're going to draw a rectangle in, and you're going to do the opposite sides as well. And you're going to do X marks the spot to find the middle. And you're going to go left and right 2 centimeters. You're going to rotate up a little bit and rotate down a little bit. The distance from the center to that point is 2 centimeters as well. You're going to draw a parenthesis on the left, a parenthesis on the right. You're going to draw this up at the top and the bottom. To make it into a cylinder, you need to go vertically on this cube or on the framework up 3 centimeters. So from each of those directions, you're going to go up 3. So from here, you're going to go up 3. And from here, you're going to go up 3 as well. And then from the front, you're going to go up 3. So 1, let's see, 2, 3. Okay, so from that, this will give us the upper deck. And so you're going to connect those 4 points. And if you did it right, all 4 of them will be 4 centimeters long. And you're going to connect them to find the middle of the top frame. So the middle of this top, we're going to go left and right 2 centimeters. You're going to rotate, okay, so that the distance from here to here is 2 centimeters. Here to here is 2 centimeters as well. You'll make parentheses on each side, and you're going to make an arch at the top, okay? And then we're going to go on the side, and we're going to connect these side pieces, okay, to be like, let's draw the connectors. The following thing would be erase all this garbage around the edges, okay? You don't really need all these frameworks eventually. You just need 2 circles on top of each other with the dimensions labeled and to show that you're giving it a perspective. This is one of the most ugly pictures I have ever drawn in my life, okay? And so you can see there's the base, and it has a radius of 2 centimeters. The top has 2 centimeters, and the side is going to be 3 centimeters. I don't think I'm going to ask you on a tester quiz to graph a cylinder because I feel like it's so hideous looking. I'll ask a cone. I will ask a sphere. I will ask a cylinder, or not a cylinder. Skip that one. I will ask you guys, what's it called? A prism, pyramid. Those are all great shapes because those involve fewer curves to draw, but that is our story for today.